This podcast is brought to you in part by Academy Travel at MickeyVacations.com. Academy Travel is the official travel sponsor of the Pirates and Princesses podcast, and we can't recommend them enough. Go to MickeyVacations.com/PNP. That's MickeyVacations.com/PNP to get started on your next Disney dream vacation today. And now on with the show. We're going to talk about Ant-Man, we're going to talk about Lights Out in Hollywood Studios, we're going to talk about the Sanderson sisters and more on this episode of Pirates and Princesses. Please stick around.
Oh, hello there. So glad you could come along.
I put a spell on you.
Grid is live. Initiate light cycle battle.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
For a safe trip, remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the cabin. Be sure to watch your children, and no smoking, please.
Welcome to the Pirates and Princesses podcast.
We're a different kind of Disney podcast. We do it our way.
We talk about Disney parks, Disney movies, TV, video games.
Anything Disney.
I'm your host, Thom Pratt.
And I'm your other host, Kam Pratt.
Welcome back to Pirates and Princesses. As always, I'm your host, Thom Pratt, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Kam Pratt.
Yes, that's me.
And we're here to talk about Disney.
Really?
Really, that's what we do on this show. We talk about Disney. So, but you know, the thing is, with Disney, everything's getting bigger and bigger as Disney acquires more and more companies.
It's like Fat Princess.
It's just like, or there was that one game that...
so I'm talking about Fat Princess.
Yeah, Katamari Damacy, where you roll... Well, no, you roll Fat Princess around, but that other one where you, like, pick up all the junk and you just, like, roll
that's
in
what
the
I'm
ball.
thinking.
Yeah. So Disney, you know, they acquired Marvel, they acquired Lucasfilm, so now we have to kind of roll the Marvel and Lucasfilm news into the Disney podcast.
It gives us more to talk about.
It's all Disney, and pretty soon it'll be the Fox, Star Wars, Marvel podcast.
Yeah.
You know, if that all goes through.
Pretty soon everything will belong to the mouse.
Yeah, everything will belong to the mouse. Then we'll have, we'll have to do the podcast like 5 days a week, just to keep up with everything.
I don't have time to do it 5 days a week.
We do not have time, and we do apologize for not having podcast last week. We're very busy. This next week we're actually going to be in Disneyland for the Kingdom Insider. If you go to the Kingdom Insider on Facebook, you can see us walking around Disneyland and doing really cool stuff like checking out Pixar Pier.
And it's our kids and my first time to Disneyland.
Yes, that's really exciting. Kam and the kids have never been to Disneyland. So
they've been very excited about it. They've been talking about it every day. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be really cool because Disneyland, I think, does have some advantages over Walt Disney World. And after we go to Disneyland, they have their trip, and we can actually sit down, Kam and I, and talk about some of the differences between Disneyland and Disney World and the pros and cons, I think, of both.
Well, I think it's fun because our son is deliberately staying away from any video of anything at Disneyland because he doesn't want it ruined. But our daughter keeps watching stuff, and I'm trying to figure out, what do you think she's most excited about?
I don't know. What is she most excited about?
I don't know. She keeps watching videos on things. And I'm trying to figure out what she's most excited
I know
about.
she's talked about the Alice in Wonderland ride a couple times. She likes that.
And I was like, "There's an Alice in Wonderland."
Yeah,
ride?
there's an Alice in Wonderland ride. They have a lot of older attractions out there that they've retired from the Magic Kingdom. They still have submarines. They still have Mr. Toad. So I think it's gonna be.
The kids have never seen Mr. Toad.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be pretty fun.
Well, I know what I'm excited. I know we have to talk about other things, but I know what I'm excited about is I want to see the Pirates. Because it's a lot longer and better.
The good Pirates.
I really want to see the Space Mountain with the cars that don't feel like you're gonna rip yourself in half.
Yeah.
I want to see the Guardians of the Galaxy, which I know you won't do.
I hate drops.
I'm hoping Kyrie will do it. If she won't, I might go by myself because I want to see it. And I'm very excited about the new Pixar Pier. And they have Cars Land. We don't have at Disney World and that kind of stuff. So I'm actually pretty excited about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of new, and for us, really, this is going to be different for you guys, especially because Disneyland, everything is within walking distance. We're staying on property. We're going to stay at the Disneyland Hotel. We can walk wherever we need to walk to.
Yeah.
There are no buses. You will save like 2 to 3 hours out of your day, not having to wait for and transfer and all that.
Yeah, that makes me happy too. And I just, I'm always excited to go to Disney World, always. And I'm always excited for new things. But I'm really excited about this because I've never been, so it's all new. And I'm very excited. Anyway, so back to what we're supposed to talk about today.
Okay, so we saw Ant-Man last weekend.
We did.
And we didn't get a chance to talk about it yet, but I would give it a big thumbs up. I enjoyed it.
Well, I guess it was the weekend before last now. It was last week.
It was sometime. The weeks are just all like blurring
together.
together.
It was very good. I liked it quite a bit. When we came out, our kids were like, "Oh my gosh, I like that."
Yeah, it was really
lot.
good. I liked it better than the first one. The first one, I mean, it was good, but I think now that the characters are established, they really could kind of cut loose with it.
And it's not as much of a downer as Avengers was.
Yeah, they do.
Which I saw coming. I was surprised it was to the extent it was, but I saw it totally coming from the after credit scenes. So,
Yeah, so, because people are probably confused. They're like, why is everybody so happy in this movie? When half the world
which is what we thought, which is it happens
burned.
before the latest Avengers film.
Yeah.
But anyway, what else are we going to talk about?
What else are we going to talk about? Well, Ant-Man, definitely go see it if you get a chance to.
It's
Ant-Man
really
and the Wasp.
good. It's really
was
good.
Really good.
Loved it.
Did enjoy it quite a bit. And I just one more thing I got to get in there about that is, like, I just feel like Disney's making movies now with the express purpose of trying to perfect their de-aging technology, because every Marvel movie and they're like, hey, look, we can have Michelle Pfeiffer from 1986 in this movie. It's like, okay, spoiler, you've got Michelle Pfeiffer.
I think she's in the poster.
1986 in the movie, but it's
really cool. I really wish they would have done more with Tron, though. And the de-aging and all that. I can see why they can't do a whole movie like that. But it would have been nice to see it and actually had Tron in Tron.
What? Yeah. Well, last I heard, Bruce Boxleitner won't even consider.
Yeah.
It
Well,
at this
he's
point.
mad. I don't blame him. But yeah, he's kind of ticked about Tron.
Well,
so.
they've been postponing it for like 10 years, and he's like, I'm not getting any younger, guys. I'm not doing it. And now Disney's kind of like, oh, you're not getting any younger? Oh, we've got an app for that.
Yeah.
we can make you young forever, Bruce.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. But anyway, go ahead. What else are you going to talk about?
We're going to talk about Lights Out in Hollywood Studios.
Oh, yeah.
This was last week. I'm going to pull this up here
I'm
while
trying to
you
remember what day that was.
talk about it.
Everything's a blur. I was there. I happened to be on the internet, and I'm on some boards.
We were on the internet.
Yeah, imagine that. We're always on the internet. I was on some boards that have a lot of people that are at Disney all the time, and someone was at Disney World when it went down, and I started looking into it. And apparently what happened, from my understanding, is that there was, like, wherever the cooling station is, like the air conditioning cooling station, there was, like, a small fire or something happened there. And the AC went down, and then there was a power outage too, I'm thinking. So all these rides got shut down. What day was that?
It was on the 12th? It was on July 12th.
Okay, so like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
So they had most of the attractions were shut down. They said that Muppets was still open according to the app. I'm not sure if it was.
I think you could go in the theater and sit down.
Maybe.
but
all the attractions were down. People were really upset because they didn't know if they were going to come back up, and they were telling people, they're trying to kind of encourage them to leave. And I think what they did was they gave them their ticket, even if it wasn't a hopper, they let them have it as a hopper to go someplace else, and then they gave them like the multi-pass. Fast passes where you can use it on different attractions.
The experience or whatever.
Yeah. So they did that, and then later in the evening, it did come back up, like around 7 or 8.
It was like 7 or 8. Yeah.
Everything came back up around 8. So if you were still there, you probably had short wait times for things.
Yeah, right, because everybody cleared out of the park at that point.
But they said the bus drivers were telling people that they were, evacuating and getting people out of the parks, and they weren't taking people to Hollywood anymore. So you could not get to Hollywood on the buses. They said they weren't taking people to Hollywood.
Well, they probably didn't know if it was going to come up or not. And what's the point of having a bunch of people waiting to get into a park that has no operational
Right, and I'm sure they don't want people staying
attractions.
In the park.
Yeah,
so they were trying to get people to leave the park. They weren't evacuating per se, but they were encouraging people to go to someplace else. So yeah, that's probably why. But that was exciting.
Yeah, I think they handled it well, all things considered.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a long time. It was
It was a couple hours. It wasn't like terrible. People were all flipping out. It was interesting to watch. Anyway, what else do you have?
Boozy beignets.
Well, boozy beignets. Okay, go ahead.
There actually are booze injected beignets
Those are the best kind.
at French Quarter.
Fried dough and booze.
Fried dough and booze at the Scat Cat Club in New Orleans French Quarter Resort. they are injecting them with booze. So I think that's pretty good.
So
actually.
you can get there's different flavors. Like it was like Bailey's and I forget what else. You have a list of it. They had like 3 choices, I think. I don't know what they were, but it was like Bailey's and it was a couple other choices you could get. I'm sorry, I just think it's funny when they call it Scat Cats Club because ever since watching the Finding Bigfoot show where they kept talking about scat.
Oh God, yeah, I know, right? You don't want to think about that in
scat
pastries.
Means something completely different to me now than it did, 2 or 3 years ago. So,
scat and pastries just don't go well
I've
together.
been told that I really never heard it called scat. And I was like, what's the heck? And they kept going about scat. So anyway,
scatological.
Because when I'm thinking scat, I'm thinking doodly bop boop bop doo boo, not poop.
Well, I think the diddly dee boo bop a boop is what they were thinking. Not poop, not poop-filled pastries. So if you want some boozy beignets, go to French Quarter and you can get your boozy beignet fix.
That reminds me of the time that I had some friends from France and they sent me some candy and it was liquor-filled candy. That was in high school. And this is a really crappy thing of me to do. I knew it was booze-filled candy and I took it to school and gave it to my friend. And she was so mad because she's like, oh my gosh, there's alcohol in this. And she was so afraid because if a teacher smelled on her, she'd get in trouble. And in retrospect, she probably would have, and it was a really, really not nice thing to do.
Oh, geez.
But I thought it was funny.
Yeah, that's kind of like, what was that? Anna Green Gables with the...
Oh, with the raspberry cordial?
Yeah, raspberry cordial.
That was funny. Anyway, some new cool things that are out. The Dreamfinder and Figment Dreammobile Tsum Tsum plush is out at Mouse Gear right now. I'm not sure if it's in California or not.
We'll find out tomorrow, but I'm like, I don't understand why they would, because Figment.
But they said in the original article about both parks would be getting the theme park exclusive. So I'm not sure, but I know on eBay there was a couple of sellers from California, which is why I'm kind of like, are they in California too?
They might. They have a World of Disney in downtown Disney and Disneyland.
Well, I'll be checking it because I want this dang thing, and if it fits my bag, if it fits it, and it's going with me. If it fits, it flies home.
If we talk about the scat, if it fits it.
No. But they're like, I think $35 to get them.
It's not bad. It's really not a bad price.
It's really cool, and it has the airship and the Dreamfinder and Figment Tsum Tsums in it, and I would totally... I love it.
They keep teasing. I mean, this is what is really kind of frustrating. I mean, I gotta be honest here. This is what frustrates me a little bit about the Dreamfinder. Is that they keep bringing this retro merchandise out, but then they refuse to bring him back to the parks.
Yeah, I don't get that.
It's like, why do you keep tormenting? And
then they had the comic
Disney fans
too, and I'm like, oh, maybe they're gonna bring him back. They have the comic.
D23, and
but then they don't do it.
No.
I don't get it. And now they're talking they might take Figment out too and make it, Inside Out with maybe him being a guest appearance but everybody keeps wanting Dreamfinder and Figment back, and that's the one thing they refuse to do no matter what.
Which I don't understand, because usually Disney's very good about listening to customer complaints, and they did get Figment put back on the ride after they, the original reimagining didn't have Figment at all, and it was very boring. And then they put Figment back in, and it's slightly less boring, but that's not what people want.
Do you know what I'm wondering? I'm wondering if there's some kind of rights issue tied up with it, because Figment was on their educational thing, so Disney directly had, that it's the icon of the park, even without Dreamfinder. So I think they had already either paid extra or already had the rights to it. But Dreamfinder doesn't come back no matter what. And he left after sponsorships left. And he's only back on books and stuff that they might have had to pay just to use it for that were also licensed out, so that it wasn't Disney directly.
Right.
And I'm wondering if somebody else owns the rights to
like
Dreamfinder.
If Kodak actually has.
Because, it's their character and they own the rights to it. And they might refuse to give it back because... we'll do a book because it's not tied directly to Disney, but we don't want a different sponsor to come in with our character or something like that. I'm kind of wondering. I mean, I don't know if that's true. That thought just hit me.
Yeah, that's actually a good thought.
We do a lot with rights and IP, and that's why I'm kind of wondering.
It might be the case. They might have actually
intellectual property, in case you don't know.
It might be a case of where Kodak has some ownership. I don't know. We'll have to ask around. Does Kodak own part of the Dreamfinder character?
I don't know. I mean, I'm talking out my butt right now. I'm just saying. I just have to wonder, because they bring a Figment back all the time, and they do get Dreamfinder pins and T-shirts though. But they just refused to bring any kind of character back, and they brought him D23, so they couldn't have done. I don't know. They probably don't. I mean, they probably own the rights to it. But I'm just thinking, is there something that's with it that's some hitch?
Well, from what I understand, the only reason they changed the attraction in the first place was because the new sponsor,
sponsorship issue.
Right, did not want the original attraction. They wanted a new attraction to kind of distance themselves since they were direct competitors. So
right, but there's nothing that's stopping them now, and they refuse to do it. And I mean, but they have them on merch and stuff in the park, so maybe not. But I'm just wondering, is there some kind of like hiccup that you can use them on merchandise, you can use the look, but you can't use the character?
Who knows? Because I mean, they're very like you get these rights usage contracts. Again, we don't know. This is just speculation, but like they'll go down to the really granular level, like you can use it on a t-shirt, but you can't use it on a beach towel.
Well, we do know this because we've worked with these contracts, and I know that people automatically assume because a place has like, oh, you have Mickey Mouse license, that means you get to do all this stuff, but like the duck license is different than the mouse license, is different than the Disney Afternoon license. Right. And people don't understand that they're all separate.
It's so weird. Like even having worked on the Uncle Scrooge books, a place might have the rights to the Donald Duck stores. Usually, what it is the Fab Five, like Mickey, Donald,
right?
Goofy,
that's what they call Fab Five.
Yeah, Minnie, Pluto. But they also extend to the Duck family. So you have like Donald Duck and Uncle Scrooge. But the thing is like the publisher might have the right to publish the classic Uncle Scrooge comics, since they are considered a spin-off of Donald Duck. They're part of the license. But if you want to publish DuckTales comics,
it's completely different.
Even though it's mostly the same characters, it's considered a separate thing because it's actually based on the television show DuckTales and not the Donald Duck comic books. So it's really weird.
That's why I'm kind of wondering, knowing that, because we do know that, if there is some kind of hitch there, they can use him on merchandise, but they can't use him back on the right. I can't see any other reason other than expense, but until recently they didn't have all these big projects going on.
Yeah.
And that's the number one most requested thing that people keep asking for. Why they absolutely refuse to do anything about it. And I'm kind of wondering, can they maybe not?
Or they have like a 20-year agreement with Eric Idle that they have to use him for the next 20 years or something.
That could be too. I'm just wondering there's not some contract somewhere that is why it's the issue, but they're not going to say that. But they keep using Dreamfinder when they can use him, but and people go crazy. I mean, the lines to get the stuff usually sells out fast. Right. People go nuts for it. Disney knows people want that more than anything. And they won't do it. So why? There's got to be a reason.
I don't understand.
They're not opposed to money.
Right. And how hard would it to be? I mean, Disney, they can move pretty quickly when they want to. How hard would it be just to bring a walk-around Dreamfinder character back to the parks? Go get Ron Schneider and have him come back to the parks.
I don't know if he can. He's kind of old to do it now.
Well, I don't know. Or get some. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard. I mean,
you haven't trained somebody.
Yeah. I mean, maybe an understudy.
But I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know if that's the case. And talking it out, it probably isn't the case.
Why?
But it just popped in my head. I'm like, why would they keep refusing that? And there's got to be some kind of reason. Now
they're trying to they've got the survey with Figment, or they're trying to. But I'm like, they sell so much Figment merchandise.
I know,
it's crazy
popular, and people get so excited, and they put him at the front of like when he's with the topiaries, and they put him right at the front.
He's sort of become the mascots for the festival.
He's been the mascot for Epcot for pretty much the beginning. And Duffy they tried, but no. So I'm just saying, I wonder if there's a reason. But anyway,
that's
back on topic.
Well, no, I think that's actually a good thought, because I mean, everybody wonders why they do this and don't do that, and whatever. And this has been like a huge issue for a lot of people. Like, God, even just re-skin the attraction, take out Nigel Channing, and put Dreamfinder in as a temporary fix. I think people would be reasonably happy.
Well, I'm just thinking about Disney Legal, and I'm thinking there's probably a person assigned to like every single IP license. I mean, a separate lawyer for each one, because I don't think one or two lawyers can keep it all straight, because there's so many little crazy. Like this and that. I can just imagine what they spend on lawyers a year. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully we'll never have to run into that.
So other characters that are popular. That people have asked for that actually are making more merchandise.
Yes, this is so exciting. I'm so happy.
Sisters. The Sanderson sisters are coming to Pop Vinyl.
Yeah, I love Pop Vinyl.
They're going to be Spirit Halloween Store exclusive.
Yes.
They are incredibly cool. And
online.
They're online. If you go to Spirit Halloween Store at spirit.com, you can find the Sanderson sisters. We haven't heard anything about Hocus Pocus. The reboot. Yeah, I guess it's not a sequel. They talked about it
last year. It's too soon to have had it out this year, right? I mean, it would have to be at least next year.
Well, if it's a made-for-TV thing, they could slap it together pretty quick. But
but
I think the reaction was bad.
I know there's a novel coming out at some point in the near future. I want to say this month sometime, but I could be wrong. There was a novel coming out that was kind of like, extending it to like a, what happened after and stuff. Yeah. And like a little bit of a prequel type thing in it, I think. But I forget, I wrote the story so long ago, but they're really cool. They're like $12.99 each. I think you can get them all all of them together for $40. And they ship them together, but it's really neat. And I think they're going to be in the stores in August, but they're online right now. You can pre-order.
Yeah, you can get them right now.
Well,
Well, stores, I think they open because they're temporary stores. They open like August.
I'm pretty sure they're pre-order right now, but yeah, you can go check that. I think it's pre-order.
Now, San Diego Comic-Con is this weekend. We're not going, even though we're going to be in Southern California.
There.
We're right there,
go
but
so bad.
we're going to be in Disneyland that weekend. But they're going to have all kinds of crazy new Disney exclusive Funko. Since we're talking about Funko, they're going to have Kingdom Hearts King Mickey, which is awesome. Tamatoa from Moana. Jack as Edna Mode is basically...
That's funny.
They just took Jack and put Edna's head on Jack. 8-bit versions of Wreck-It Ralph and Fix-It Felix. Skeeter from Doug, which...
Yeah, I thought that was a bit interesting.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting because, like, Doug, you don't hear anything about Doug anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And Pain and Panic from Hercules.
Which you don't hear a lot about Hercules either.
No.
You don't see Pain and Panic stuff much, not since it came out.
No, I think they had
that's pretty
Hercules,
cool.
and I think they had Pegasus, Meg.
Right, but Pain and Panic you don't usually see.
No.
And they were hilarious.
They were
I mean, it
hilarious,
makes
so.
sense.
All of these I would not be opposed to getting. Well, except for I wasn't really a huge Doug fan, but it's interesting they're going back to some of these older shows. I kind of wonder if they'll go back to like Recess and some of these older like Saturday morning cartoon shows.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Pretty cool.
So also, speaking of cool geeky things, there is a new game coming out. It is called Villainous.
Mm-hmm.
It is by I can't remember the name. It's Wonderforge, which I knew that. Anyway, it's basically you're playing as the Disney villains, and you have to do bad things to win. It's like you have to do evil to win, and it looks really cool.
It's just like the internet.
Yeah, kind of. And it's like a family game. It says it's an easy strategy, so it's not too hard, not too difficult. There's 6 villains you can be Maleficent, Jafar, Ursula, Captain Hook, Queen of Hearts, and Prince John.
From Robin Hood, which is a weird choice.
I know, I thought that was a weird choice too.
I mean, of all the villains, you picked Prince John from
Maybe
Robin
the person who developed it really liked Robin Hood.
I like Robin Hood. No, you don't like it.
No, only because it was on like all the time.
That was like the only thing on Disney Channel. I swear to God, it was like early
Bedknobs
Disney
and
Channel.
Broomsticks was on all the time.
Yeah,
too.
early Disney Channel, they kept running the same like 5 movies over and over and over.
It was
again.
like, yes, constant. So anyway, but this is like a fun little game. It's a family game. It is on pre-order. It is $29.99. If you go to thekingdominsider.com, you can find a link to buy that.
Mm-hmm.
It starts shipping at the end of July. So it looks really fun.
Yeah, it does look fun. It does look fun. That's something we should get. We should play it. We should play it on the air.
I was thinking we should get it because our kids love like tabletop
Board
board games
love
and
board
things
games.
like that. They love it.
And this one you get to be a bad guy. It kind of reminds me of our son plays a game called Boss Monster, where you basically build like a video game level, but you're the boss at the end of the level.
Right.
So you have to kill all the heroes off before they get to you.
Yeah, it's kind of like that,
Which is
but
kinda
it's
fun,
Disney
yeah.
villains, and it's called Villainous.
Yeah.
So it's really fun. Anyway, anything else you want to talk about?
Well, they got cupcakes and all that jazz.
Oh yeah, a bunch of iridescent
So-
stuff coming out because iridescent is the new black.
Yeah.
The Disney Dress Shop, which I don't know if I mentioned this before. No, I don't think I mentioned it before. The Disney Dress Shop has new dresses that are for little girls that match the adult dresses. So far, they have the Snow White apple dress. I think they have the Mary Poppins, Monsters Inc. and the Tiki Room dresses.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe they're $78 for the kids' dresses and like $108 for the adult size. So you can match. Yeah, there's a bunch of iridescent stuff coming to the park.
Yeah, that's the new rose gold or millennial pink or
Well, the one cupcake,
whatever.
the one cupcake that's the contemporary has glitter jam on the inside.
What is glitter jam?
It's strawberry jam with edible glitter.
And
It's glitter
that
jam.
It makes for glitter poo afterwards.
You know, I don't know. We'll have to get one at some point and find out.
Oh my God! Just don't Instagram the aftermath of that. That would be
Please do not.
beautifully horrific. Yeah. So big news we have going on in conjunction with the Kingdom Insider.
Yes.
If you haven't listened to our previous podcast or you haven't been to thekingdominsider.com, we're actually giving away 2 different Disney vacations.
Yes.
One is to Disneyland Resort, which we're going to this week, and the other one is to Walt Disney World.
Right. So you could enter to win either or both of them. You can only win one, but you're entered to win both.
Right. So if you go to thekingdominsider.com and click on contests, you'll see that we're running those contests right now, and we will actually draw winners for those in early September. So you've got some time to enter.
Yeah, you got lots of time. And I think, that's a cool one too because it's for up to 4 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it gives you the opportunity to go to a park that maybe you've never been to, or you go to your friend park, or, take your family. So it sounds like fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot. Well, the Disney World trip actually includes a VIP tour guide. So that's great because they're awesome. And we should just do a podcast about VIP tour guides sometime. Because we've actually had them before. And it's very, very handy to have.
It is very handy. Ask for Chris.
Ask for Chris.
Anyway, anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we're good. We're going to get ready. We're packing right now to go to Disneyland, and we'll be there tomorrow. So if you go to the Kingdom Insider.
Like 2 a.m.
Yeah. So, and then we're taking a red-eye flight back. That's going to be fun.
Yes.
So go to the Kingdom Insider on Facebook, and that's where we'll be doing our live streams. Yep. And hopefully we will see you there.
Yes. Hopefully.
Or you will see us there and wish you were there.
And
us.
That's not nice. And we'll be like, hi, how's it going? You see us there and wish you were there. Yeah, that's not nice.
No, I meant just we're going to Disneyland so you don't have to.
Yeah, because they just don't want to. Who would want to do that?
We'll eat a churro for all of you because
Does that make it less calories? Because if you're actually sharing with all these people, then you don't gain weight.
because it's those churros, man. They're pretty big out there.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Well, you're gonna eat a churro. We're gonna get you on camera eating your first churro.
I don't think anyone wants to watch me eat a churro.
We're gonna sit here for 10 minutes while Cam eats a churro.
That'd be weird. Anyway.
Okay, so subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher. Check out the Kingdom Insider at thekingdominsider.com. And if you want to book a vacation, go to mickeyvacations.com or Academy Travel. They are our travel sponsor.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Awesome. I'm distracted by the Winifred Sanderson picture. Her hair looks like brains. Anyway.
It's because she's the leader. She's the smartest. She's got the biggest brain.
Anyway, sorry. I was distracted by that. Anyway.
We are going to go then. Goodbye.
All right, bye.
Pirates and Princesses is a production of Clownfish Studios. We are an unofficial Disney podcast, not endorsed or affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. You can visit us on the web at piratesandprincesses.net. That's piratesandprincesses.net. You can shoot us an email at piratespodcast@gmail.com. That's piratespodcast@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for listening and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.